Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Flight 96 podcast. I'm your host, Hunter Foreman, and we got a goated edition today. We got a goated edition today. You know what I'm saying? This guy that I get to speak to is not only just one of uh, uh, the best rappers that I know, but he's also a dear friend of mine. And this was a no-brainer when I decided to bring him on the podcast. Repping Minnesota very hard, and we're gonna get right into that before we get to it. But ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, I call him Metasota, but you may know him as Metasota. What's good, bro?
Appreciate it, man. Good looking, man. What's up with you, brother?
I see you had to put on a nice shirt for your boy. I really
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. That makes me feel better, big dog. That makes me feel better. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah,
How we feeling, bro? How we feeling?
man, I'm all right, bro. Yeah, pretty decent day so far. I can't complain. Yeah,
Man,
mom's had a doctor's appointment. That's why I got the little button up.
everything good, everything straight?
Yeah, she's good. She just had some blood work done, and she goes back in about a month. She's good. She had a
Uh,
couple like flu vaccine shot, whatever.
yeah, man. Always got to take care of the family. Family is first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's where I
How
want
you?
to. I'm great, man. I'm glad to be back in the you know what I'm saying, the pilot's desk, as I would like to call it. You know what I mean?
Sir?
You know what I mean? I'll be really happy when I get to do these interviews. Just do them, man. I just love doing this shit. So
Yeah.
I want to get right to it, man.
All
You
right.
are a proud native of the state of Minnesota.
I am.
And while people won't think, with the exception of a couple of people, won't think music scene when it comes to Minnesota, but Minnesota has a lot of talent overall,
Whole
like
lot.
a whole lot of it, not just in music. But I want to start with specifically from music. What was it like getting started in Minnesota, and what was the scene like, and how is it, grown, I guess, since then?
All right. Well, when I started, it was still kind of thriving. Like you had like your atmospheres idea, rest in peace idea, homie. Christoph Crane, Abstract Pack was a group from St. Paul that was really popping. Odd Odd Jobs or Headshots, a whole bunch of it was dope. I came up, I was battling. Like I wasn't making music like that. I wasn't in the scene. Well that's not true. I gotta rewind a little bit. So I was in a group called Verbal Tactics with a couple of my homeboys from high school. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out St. Paul Central, you know what I'm saying? Um, and we had this group, this collective, and it was kind of like the Wu-Tang of Minnesota, just some young dudes.
That's
Like
crazy.
we were like 8, 9 deep. And me and my homeboy Tech, who still my best friend to this day, just kind of put it together. More and more people just started falling into the group or whatever, and it was dope. And our manager was Scott Keeney, DJ Ski.
Wow.
He went to St. Paul Central, man. So
DJ Ski, as in, like,
as yeah, as
he's
a West
hosted
Coast
game
mixtape,
mixtapes.
yeah,
That's crazy.
he
Okay,
he he
yeah.
started by going out to New York with our tape, our verbal tactics tape, and he was selling it and shit. But he like fell off. Well, not he just stopped talking to us. He went blew up. Like it was
Right, right. I see.
kind of
He had like his
crazy.
own like talk show and everything. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like DJ is very famous right now. Like very
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. So like that. So we used to record at there's a place called Bandana Square, which is like condos in St. Paul off of Lexington, and his
Okay.
dad condo. So like his dad was always away on work, so we would go record at the condos at his dad's crib. We would make these little tapes and shit, and that's really how it started off. But then as I progressed, I got into doing battle rap, but that was back when you really had to freestyle over a beat and all of that. So I
Not what
won
it
a
is right now. Not what it is
right,
right
won
now.
a bunch of those, and that's kind of how I got my name. Like in 2004, I beat Idea actually at the Pasta Bar, and I'm not trying
Wow.
to DJ Espada. He says he has all this stuff still on videotape, so I'm waiting to see if he really got this footage because I would love to see it. You know?
Young Meta battling is
Yeah, man.
quite the image. It's quite the image, bro. Like,
It was crazy, man, because it was like some Showtime at the Apollo type stuff. So like, it was not the biggest place, but it was packed, and like lines would be around the block. It was packed, and if you were whack, you got booed mercilessly.
sheesh.
like booed. Like
Would
they're
you say Minnesota's a tough crowd to get, like, when
yeah,
artists come perform? Like, that's
yeah,
like,
they're polite, but it's very hard to please us because we're a performance art city. You know what I mean? Of all
right.
types. The jazz community is really big, punk rock. Like everybody performs and takes their craft seriously with their performers. So it's hard to impress people in Minnesota. They're not gonna outright boo you no more, but it will be crickets in there if they ain't feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I want you to expand on the talent from Minnesota, because again, there's, you just named off a bunch of rappers, but correct me if I'm wrong, but Lizzo is from
Lizzo
Minnesota.
is from there. She moved there after college. Actually, she was
She
in
had her
Houston.
start there though.
Yeah, she moved. She was in Houston and then moved to Minnesota. And
Okay.
I met her there. Her and my best friend, Banda. He was riding around listening to my hip album, my first album, and I got a song called Hydroplane that sounds like some Houston. It's very influenced by Houston. And
Right.
she was like, "What's this?" And he's like, "Yes, that's like my boy, my best friend." She was like, "He from Houston?" She said, "No, he's from here." It's like, "What's she doing? This is banging." And he was like, "Oh," and they came and picked me up, and I met her and
Wow.
homegirl
Like
Sophia
that?
Ayres. Yeah, off that, and her homegirl Sophia Ayres, who's her DJ now to this day. And yeah, that's how I met them, and we've been cool ever since. And a few months later, she's on my Meta May project, where I wrote, recorded, and released the song every day in the month of May. And she was the very first feature. I still got the song.
That's beautiful, man. Shout out to Lizzo, bro, for
Yeah,
even
but yeah, she
and
did she did blow up there. She was signed to a label called Gross National Product, who kind of does alternative type stuff. So her first project compared to what she sounds like now is completely different because she was kind of they
mm.
go in a different direction.
Was
But
she more of a was she more rap based?
yeah, she
Okay.
was at first. She was definitely
Okay.
more rapid.
Okay. And then you've done some crazy work yourself doing songs with Absol. Like, were you able to get in the studio and actually?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, my son actually he's on the song too.
Yeah,
My
that's the
son,
song that I'm talking about. Yeah.
which is crazy. Now he's engaged to Avril Lavigne. Like it's insane. Like
Mod
dude,
Son's engaged to Avril
yeah,
Lavigne.
yeah, they're
Yo, the
touring.
people
He's
that this man Meta knows, bro. Like,
so
it's
like
so
he
wild, bro.
so my son was like, "Yo, I'm in this." They like called me. I don't remember where I was, but Absol got on the phone. Was like, "Yo, my son told me he knew you, nigga." Like I've known Absol from Black Planet for 10 years before that,
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
we never met in person. So we were all not only were we cool, he used to call me on the phone, or like we'd be on Yahoo Messenger or whatever, and he would be spitting his bars to me because he was recording first out of all of us. And yeah, so like that happened. He was like, "Yo, we're about to order you a car. You're about to come over the spot." So there's this red brick building still in Minneapolis. It's like legendary off of Washington and 23rd. That's where like a lot of artists go and record stuff like on the low because it's real
Mm.
low key and but it's so we met there and we just kicked it or whatever. And a couple weeks later, me and my son did a song with G Easy there. I didn't know who G Easy was. That was his homeboy.
This was this
Uh,
before his was this before his fame?
This is before he blew. This is when he was still like sampling like all the like Beach Boys type beats and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Oh, like what was the
yeah,
song he had? Run Around Sue. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Something like that.
like
Yeah.
it was when yeah, that's what he was doing when I met him. So
Okay.
yeah, just I always come around random stuff, man. But that's how me and Ab hooked up, and we've been cool ever. Like he would come in town, and I would hook him up with like the Tree Plug when he was on tour and stuff. But yeah, we got our initial meetup because he was doing stuff with my son, and then we ended up making a song that was on the A3C 2013, I think, soundtrack.
So okay, so doing songs with Absol, and now correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember you told me this story. I didn't believe it at first, because it was just the how it sounded was crazy. But like, did you share a stage with the mythical artist known as Jay Electronica?
I did, man.
Tell me, and how, what was that? Was this now, when most of these things have happened, like you've told in the stories, these were before, like either like right before, or maybe even, right on the cusp of when they when
Yeah,
they when they ascended.
weird timing, man. Yeah, this was 2016, I believe.
Wow. Okay, so he was still kind of like,
He was still Jay Elect. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like I think Exhibit C was out by
Yeah.
this time.
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
So
So
what was it
still,
like? What was it
still,
like to share a stage with him, man? Like that
man.
was
I can tell you what it was like to just be there. So this was also around the time when he was canceling a lot of shows and stuff.
right.
So the spot was popping, but half of us didn't think he was even gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? So when he
Right,
showed
right,
up,
right.
oh, so we're going crazy. Shout out my boy Greg Grease. He's an artist from back home.
Right.
Him and his dad were standing next to me, and then Prof from former Rhyme Sayers. Shout out Prof. We were just sitting there drinking, taking shots at the bar,
Mm.
and then he said something about who got bars out there, bringing people up on stage or whatever. I'm really not paying attention because we're just so happy he's there. I've been taking JMO shots. I was like four shots.
Sheesh.
I was like 4 shots deep in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yo, that's a lot. Yo, listen, how many shots in 15 minutes?
Pour. You know the caboose in Minneapolis, they are generous with the pour. So
Oh, so you was yo,
I,
listen.
I
Four
was
shots in 15 minutes could in about 30 in probably about an extra 25 minutes.
uh, I was nice. So it's crazy how timing works. So that happened. And then Greg's the first one. He was like, Meta fucking soda. And then everybody turned around. And half the people were like, oh shit, Prof's here. Because Prof is like almost as big as Slug back home. And Prof was like, and he was like, no, I'm not, that's Meta right then. There was like, yo, Meta's here. So then the Meta chant started.
Oh
And
wow.
people started pushing me. And trust me, this is 1,200 people, maybe,
Right.
pushing me towards like the stage. So I'm like, okay. And then he brings me up, and then there's a video of it on YouTube. Um, it was in Double XL 2017, best on stage moments or freestyle moments or something like that.
Okay.
It was just crazy. Yeah, I just started going. Like he did the "Can I Kick It?" Yes, you can. We did that sort of thing. He kicked the verse. Did the "Can I Kick It?" Then I just went. I
So
started
wait, so
spitting
this
like,
is public. This is public video. So like I
yeah,
could
this is, yeah, everything. This is all
listen,
on YouTube.
man. Listen, man. I need to listen, bro. I'm gonna put the link when I find the video. I'm gonna
Oh
put the
yeah.
link in the
Oh yeah.
description.
I'm gonna send
And
it to you because
yo,
it's
yeah, we need to because this is because when you told me this story, when I started to get to know you, and we're gonna get to
yeah, yeah,
the
of course.
center of that in just a
Upstairs.
second. Oh, 100%. I wrote it down. But when you told me, I was like, yo, man, I rapped on the stage with like Jay Electronica. I was like, what? I was like, first of all, Jay Electronica doing a concert in my mind doesn't like is like Jordan playing at the fucking at the rec center kind of.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like a mythical,
No,
it's a
I agree.
mythical, it's like a myth, it's like Bigfoot chilling chilling in the campsite, bro. Like it's like how does that even but the fact that you got to have that experience and share a stage with Jay Electronica, knowing the myth, like the myth that still is
I
behind
went
it.
numb, bro. I went numb. Like that's why I said I can tell you how it felt seeing him on like just because on stage I was already the liquor started to kick in a little bit. Nerves were
Right.
super. I'm sitting here thinking, I was like, what the fuck
Knees
am I?
weak, palms are heavy.
Yeah. Oh man. I was like, what am I gonna say? He's looking at me or whatever. And then yeah, he had me rap again. I stopped. He had me go again. Was like, yo, DJ, let him go again. Crowd's
Oh
going crazy
wow.
again.
He showed mad love, I guess.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like, yeah, it's all in the video. He's like, man, Allah's bless you, brother. Like, he was super cool, man. And I think the last thing I said to him was, that's word to Jay Electronica. You was like a unicorn. I didn't even know if you perform. I just looked on
That's
stage, you was on, everybody went crazy. I dropped the mic.
that's crazy, yo,
Like,
man.
yeah, it was it
We're
was
gonna see if we can get some clips in this podcast
oh
interview.
yeah. But
I'm gonna
yeah,
edit this
between
in,
that
bro.
and oh, shout out Corbin, formerly known as Spooky Black. I really think I'm the only person on earth who's been on stage with both of them.
That's crazy, man. That's so man.
Like both of them are Spooky Black's another dude. You don't see him. Like you don't see Corbin out here.
And see the craziest thing is, man, like the stories that you've been able to tell, like since the beginning of this episode, and just since I've known you, it's been so like you're like that really happened. Like really hearing these kinds of stories make me think literally anything can happen, right? Because you've known the story about how I saw like I was at the Charlie Clips and chess battle at Chris
Yep.
Brown's house. That's like that type of shit.
That's
I'd be
crazy.
like, I don't know how I'm here. Like, I don't know how I'm here. I don't know how I got in this position. But then, shit like this happens, and it's like you're just like, man, like that's something I can hang my hat on. Is that is that true to
Oh,
you?
most definitely, man. I'm a fan and a student first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been like that. That's why a lot of stuff that I have done, I don't have a lot of pictures or it's not documented because I like to be in the moment.
Right.
I feel as soon as I'm worrying about taking a picture or getting it right, it taints the authenticity of what's going
Right,
on.
right. Because you don't want to be, because especially in like that situation, you won't want to be that guy who's thirsty
Yeah,
for attention. But
yeah,
because
and
you could,
that
but
too.
genuinely, you want to live in the moment. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that
saying?
too. But yeah, I was gonna say even beyond not being the thirsty dude, it's just like it just changes the energy because it goes from having like I'd imagine somebody that's super famous and all that getting asked for autographs and pictures all the time
Right,
just wants to have a conversation with somebody that he just genuinely cared about chopping it up with me. He didn't want
right,
from
right,
me
bro.
like that. It's like, yeah, I don't need nothing from you. Just
Yeah.
you willing to grace me with your time, I got you. I'm gonna make sure we laugh and you good. You
That's
know what I'm
and
saying?
and see, this is why people really like Meta. And speaking of people, upstairs, bro. It's always upstairs first and foremost. We have to talk
Always,
about that.
always.
There's like it's like 40 of us, dog. It's like 40 of us. It's like a good. It's like the Wu. It's the Wu Tang for friends.
Oh, for sure.
It's
Because
the Wu Tang for friends.
we got like the Killer Army, and we got Sons of
Sons of
Man,
Man.
we
We got a
got
60-second assassin. We got a fucking blue raspberry. We got them all,
Beat,
dog. We got a killer priest. We got
we got Kennedy, we got
we got you God expected deck. We got what's the new dude? Jackpot Scotty or some shit like
oh,
that.
forgot about that dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got jackpots. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, there's like it's a whole woo syndicate over here, man.
Grave Diggers.
Grave diggers, like seriously, bro. Like, so like what? And Clubhouse is the medium for all of this. I did an interview with Winners not too long ago. If you haven't checked that interview out, please
I
do.
saw some of it. I'm gonna watch the rest of it though.
Leave a like and subscribe to my people watching this
Oh
video.
yeah,
And then
absolutely.
like this video and subscribe to
Of
my channel and Meta's channel, of course. I'll put
of
that in
course.
the link in this link in description. But like as Clubhouse is a medium, that's literally what it is. It's a
Yep,
medium for, and it's so great for all of us who are literally across the, not even just the United States, but the world.
yep,
We have friends in Canada, you
yep.
know what I'm saying? Friends in Jamaica, friends for everywhere. So tell me, like, what's been like, right? Like, as of like, as technology has advanced and we've been able to, you know, have these apps and these places where we can all meet and don't necessarily have to worry about, oh, how are we going to get to here and meet? Because it's really hard for all of us to be in one spot.
Yep. Yep.
Like, it really is. Like there's times where we're like, 10 or 15 of us meet up in Houston, or like 30 of us meet up in New York. It's like
Right.
it's a thing. So tell me, man, like from your perspective, how Clubhouse has been able to like opened you up to a damn near like new group of friends. Like,
It's nothing short of amazing, dude. Like it really is. Like I'll just think about it sometimes, like who my closest friends are, like immediately, and it be y'all, or like the people
yeah,
I the most. It be y'all. Like it's
yeah,
crazy. Um, just going back to being a fan and a student, just Saga, Canon, because as a freestyle dude myself, like seeing Canon, always was a fan of Canon.
mm,
Marvin Quest, like two of my favorites of all time. I've If you would have told me that I would have like a production credit on Mars' last project and about to have one on Quest's new project, like that's crazy.
you would have.
That's crazy.
It's
And that I'd be producing anything, like that's even crazier. So it's just funny how like everything is happening, and we laugh all the
the
time, like
the jokes the
the
jokes
jokes,
don't stop. They don't stop, bro. They don't
jokes
stop.
are top tier. Everybody genuinely cares about each other. We check in on people when they ain't good. Genuinely,
Yeah, facts.
I've never been that cool with that many people that fast in my life.
I tell people all the time, it's like, yo, you really know these people? Yeah, like real shit. Like, got most of these people's phone numbers. I can call them if I need something or if I just need to talk to somebody. Like, it's an incredible thing, and just how Clubhouse is just being used as a medium, and now like it's branched off to everybody doing meetups and everybody meeting people, and like, and motherfuckers doing songs together, right?
Yeah, it's insane.
Like I remember being in Houston and like everybody's got their studio equipment out and you and Marv are like, throwing, I see y'all like throwing back ideas. Yo, like I like this beat. What about this? And I know like for you, that must have been great because it's just like, yo, like I've seen this dude before. I would have never thought I would have been able to be in this position to
Yeah,
even
it
work
was
with
just.
him.
I remember DJ brings us over there. This was last year.
Yeah.
DJ brings us over there, and we beat Marvin Quest there. So I'm already got my stuff hooked up to the
Yeah.
TV, laptop, and everything, making a beat. They walk in, and Quest is like, "Oh, what up, Meta?" And Marvin's, and they walk by. They're like, "Oh, what up?" And I'm like, "What's up?" And then he like comes back. He's like, "Wait a minute, I've never met this nigga in real life." Like we're so comfortable around each other already. Like it wasn't even
It
weird.
was
It
the
was just
same thing when I met you, bro. It was the
yeah.
same
Like we
shit when I met you,
oh,
dog.
what's up, cuz? Like it was like we already met before.
And then
And
we
then
both stopped and we're both like, "What, yo? What like, what's good, bro? Like, you like,
right.
we
That's
chilling,
exactly
man."
like double back and like hugged real quick. It was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, our first interaction. But it's just natural. It's a
And then it
beautiful
was
thing.
family vibes from that point forward.
Yeah.
Literally, bro.
And to
I
be
remember.
that cool with everybody, to be that in tune, like like we know what each other got going on. I mean, not invasively, but we know what everybody got going on, and we're up on it. We care, we support. Like it's great. Steam's another like. There's just so
Yeah.
many. There's so
It's a
many
lot
people.
of us, bro. It's a lot of
Yeah,
us, man.
like and the people that I was a fan of just before, to have that be it like homies, it's just crazy. Caution too, you know. I still got
Yeah.
she don't be around much, but
Shout out
that's
to Lady Caution, you know what I'm saying?
these families, but always. So yeah.
There's a lot of like there's a lot of different personalities and like and have you I know you have definitely gained a lot of inspiration to like for to put into your craft from this. That which leads me to the next topic, this new freestyle series that you've been doing with rapping over these crazy beats, like even some that you even produced yourself, or finding like a soccer dad instrumental and going crazy on that. Like, what was the inspiration behind this new series, man?
I was just here in the crib bored, and I needed something different to spark like a motivation, and like a different sort of motivation. And people always asking like, "Man, when you gonna drop a new project? Like it's coming," and it wasn't. So I was like, "Well, it's practice for me, and it's content for everybody else. It's product for everybody else."
Mm.
So let me just challenge myself to see if I could do this. And I'm trying to pick beats that I think are really like if you don't snap on them, it's gonna be trash. You know what I'm saying? So like start with
Right.
Exhibit C. That was the homie on IG was like, you should rap on Exhibit C. And then a few more people was like, yeah, you should rap on that. So I was like, all right. And then that's how it started. And then the soccer dad one. And then the guy did freestyle. I was just so inspired by Jay. I was like, I literally,
That's the longest Jay-Z verse I've heard in probably like the past like 10
yeah, I
years.
think it is the longest Jay-Z verse ever.
Might be. Like
Yeah,
that wasn't his song. That was a
right,
feature.
right. And he snapped. So I was just the very next morning, I was like, somebody's gonna reproduce this. And they did. And I wrote to it the very next day, made their lyric video. It was 2 days later from when it dropped. I had mine out.
So when you get into that mode, bro, like is it like riding a bike for you? Like when you like, yo, like when you want to rap, like it's like, okay, like
Yeah, for sure. When it comes to doing that, like the long verses or whatever,
yeah,
I think of how I'm gonna start the song, because that's always like the starting and finishing are like the two difficult things. Like yeah, you want to start off strong, you want to finish strong. So like once I got the start, I'm like, all right, bet. And I usually like to stay in a pocket where I can go for a little bit, because I like to challenge myself in that regard, like with the multis and like different wordplay and like multis
right,
within multis and stuff.
right.
Because and the reason I started doing lyric videos for it, because I wanted it to be proven, like shown that it's not just a bunch of stuff to rhyme just to rhyme. You
I'm
know what I'm saying?
rapping, dog. I'm rapping.
A bunch of filler bars that don't mean anything to anybody. Like, nah, this is
I'm
like
getting crazy. Is what he's
I'm doing
saying. I'm
all
getting
of this
crazy.
still making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's really just trying to flex a little bit, man. Because I'm chilling. Like I don't accolades and shit are incredible, but I'm not moved by how many people are listening as much as I am are the right people listening. Are the people that are listening gonna support me? And they are, and they do. So that's what moves me, man. It's and having a bunch of fans that are really knowledgeable about bars and stuff, or rappers themselves is dope to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I
Earning respect. Earning
when
respect.
people are listening or people give a compliment that they really mean it because they really been sitting with it. They've been listening. So yeah, it's cool.
Man, it's listen, bro. Like, and then like one of the things, because I just saw, like, I was looking through your discography the other day, and I saw that you had dropped an EP called Monday Night Raw, which was that I thought that was super cool. So that brings me to this next, because this is one of our things that we go back and forth on.
Yep.
I want to ask, bro, because I don't want to get this, because this part of this conversation can go for
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll
days.
talk about this for 4 hours, dog.
Yeah, so like I just want to make this as concise as possible.
All right,
I'll start with this, man. I'll start with this. Your opinion on where wrestling is now, as compared to when you started watching. Like why what do you think are some of like great things that are happening now, that are helping the
Mhm.
business? And then what do you think are some of the things that are, that are happening now, that are like that have devalued it in any type of way?
That's a good question. I feel like, man, like back in the day, there was so like we'll start with now. The matches, the quality of matches, the athleticism, the time and attention that people are putting into their craft. The wrestling is way better. It's just way better than it was 20, 30 years ago. It
The
just
the
is.
technicality, the
Yeah, yeah,
technicalities
the
of it.
technicality of it. Then you have your and it's just fun to watch. It's beautiful to watch. The women, it's not just divas. They're not just there to be
They're
fine
putting
on
on amazing matches along with the guys, bro. Like
going
it's
out there and getting busy, like going crazy.
main
Um,
eventing pay-per-views, main eventing WrestleManias, like
man, yeah. Shout out Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks and Jade Cargill and Athena. And, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
the women of color that are killing it. Oh shit, the Latina women too. Thunder Rosa.
I love Thunder Rosa, bro. I think
So
she's awesome.
Martinez or
Mercedes Martinez.
Mercedes Martinez.
I'll say
Yeah,
I'm a
Rey
I'm,
Mysterio's daughter.
yes. I'll say
She's trash.
another. I'll say Deanna Perrazzo is another one as
Oh,
well.
for sure, for
Deanna
sure.
Perrazzo.
They're killing it. All the Japanese women that are incredible. Oscar's always going to be in my top four. Always. Um, I just it's just really incredible to see how it's kind of like watching basketball progress or any sport
mm,
athletically. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like they're faster, they're stronger, they're jumping higher. It's like it's just easy now. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
different. What they don't do good at is superstar development. There's
Okay.
a whole lot of incredible wrestlers and this many superstars. The
You could
thing
got
that
to
was
compare this to the rap game just a little bit, because there's a lot of
yeah,
great rappers out there,
yep,
but not as
and
many
superstar.
stars. Right.
It's just because like back in the day, I was talking. Actually, my boy Tech, he was bringing up like wrestling now. He was like, "Man, it's kind of dope or whatever," but I don't care because there's nobody to care about. If for somebody that's a casual fan, I'm not mad at him saying that.
I'm
You
not
know what
mad
I
at
mean?
him either. I'm not mad
That's
at
why
him
they
either saying
keep
that.
bringing back Brock Lesnar and Goldberg and actual superstars because it's just not the same. Like you come up back in the day from WWE and WCW, even when they were going at it, there
Right.
was about 30 legitimate superstars.
Yeah, absolutely.
30.
100%.
You can't find 30 that you would consider superstars across 5 different federations,
Companies.
right?
Yeah, yeah, companies. I mean,
Like,
the ones that I can say like true superstars, in my honest opinion, will go Roman Reigns.
of course,
Actually, all three members of the Shield are stars right
that's a
now.
fact.
100%. So
That's a
that would be Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and
Moxley.
John Moxley,
Yeah,
formerly known as Dean Ambrose.
right.
I'm gonna say uh
Jericho.
Jericho as well. And then the fifth, MJF. I don't remember a guy who like on MJF. I don't remember a guy who incites so much emotion from fans.
Yeah,
I've never seen some like in a long time. I've never seen a wrestling character. I mean, people say it's his real personality, but that's the old school way of doing things. You know what
right.
I'm saying? He doesn't, he if you
He
watching
don't break
any of his
character. He break
he does
kayfabe.
he does, but he's really good at it. So I say that to say like, you know, like because he said it in his promo, and the infamous LA promo that he cut in on AEW that was
Yeah,
fucking a masterpiece. He said I don't have to do a bunch of bullshit to get you there, and he was absolutely right.
yeah.
He doesn't. He can get the crowd to boo him out of the building like that.
They'll go from cheering him and then they'll say something immediately, and they're like, "Oh, fuck this nigga, man."
Yo, he knows how to work a crowd because it's so crazy. And I thought about this, man. Like the fact that he can go to Long Island, which is his hometown, and he is a heel. He's a heel everywhere else, but when he comes to Long Island, he's a full blown
He's
baby,
God.
and it's the
Yeah.
craziest thing in the world. It's the craziest thing
Only
in
other
the world,
person that only other person that's doing that has ever really done that recently was CM Punk.
and it's like it's so, bro. It's so crazy to me to see that like a whole Long Island crowd is a part of your gimmick.
Yeah.
That you have that in your back pocket. Like I think that's incredible, bro. I think that's
Oh,
like,
shout out Britt Baker too. When she went back to Pittsburgh, was crazy.
yes, like you know what I'm saying? Like and I think AEW has done an amazing job of tapping into the best parts of people's characters and
That's a fact.
expanding on that. Like
Yeah.
MJF's best part about his character is just the fact that he can be a hateable guy, and you
Mm-hmm.
want him to see get his ass kicked every single time. And the fact that he can incite that much emotion out of people and get people so pissed off and so like wanting to boo him and wanting to get his ass kicked, like is so great. But then you got a guy like John Moxley who doesn't do all the face stuff. He doesn't say I love the fans, da, 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 da,
Right.
but he gives you this raw emotion that he actually cares about the business. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mm-hmm.
seeing that, I feel like they've tried to bring that back to where it's like
Oh yeah.
raw emotion, and they try to integrate raw emotion from people, because like when you have raw emotion to work with when it comes to professional, right, you can create magic. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like when Moxley won the belt for the first time, it was like yes, he's finally on top of the world.
Yeah. For sure.
Finally. Like when he beat Jericho, I was like, this is great. He's gonna go
Yeah.
on a run. And he did. He had a great, he's a two-time champ. And he's gone on a great, and he's been going on a great run. Like I don't think I've ever not enjoyed John Moxley in AEW whatsoever during his run.
I agree. He's
So
it fits him perfectly. It just and like you said, like the conjuring up raw emotion from the fans and stuff, they do that really well. I think that's I was also gonna say back in the day, I think what wrestlers did well to make up for the lack of athleticism or being technically ring some was their storytelling ability in the match was top notch,
right.
and that was lost for a long time. It's getting back to it now in both WWE and AEW, that it's starting to be more. It's starting to be better, because for a while it was just they have a storyline for somebody and then they'll just cut it off like in the middle, or it just has no resolution.
Right.
Like they just give them somebody got injured or somebody got released, and now they're doing a whole different gimmick with this person. It just makes no sense,
Yeah.
and it's hard for people to connect. So I think now that they are starting to go the long, like take the scenic route with a lot of these stories, it's gonna pay off, and that's how you build superstars. Because then people can get connected and drawn into. Everybody's gonna have their favorite, and that's always how
100%.
it's gonna be. But give them to be favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're getting it right again. They're
Yeah.
getting it right.
And speaking of favorites, man, I have to ask, bro, if you had to give me your top 5 favorite wrestlers, performers, wrestling personalities of all time, who would they be?
Okay. Um, The Rock,
Okay.
uh, Ric Flair,
Okay.
Macho Man,
These are all really good choices. Yes, absolutely.
Stone Cold,
100%.
and because you're saying personality. What uh I'm gonna say, man, that's it might be Eddie Guerrero. It might be Latino Heat, man.
There was something about Eddie Guerrero that
It might be
people.
Eddie because you feel like you know him. Like it's like
Yes, that's what
I
it
gotta make
is.
a homie just like this nigga, man. Like that's what made him so cool.
I
He was so relatable, man. Like
I
that, man.
remember
It has
I remember watching him. I was at a friend. I think I was at a friend's house when I was a kid, and I
mhm.
remember watching. They were watching No Way Out 2003. It was when he beat Lesnar for the title. I've never seen some like conjuring. You know, we talked about conjuring up raw emotion. I've never seen somebody
The
like
crowd went berserk, bro.
because they love Eddie Guerrero, dog. Like they were like it felt like they were like it's I don't know what it was, bro. And you know WWE regards him as one of the most beloved superstars, and I think that's
Easy,
absolutely the truth.
easy.
Not
Like
only
it's
was he great in the ring,
bro,
I feel like his personality, like and first of all, rest in peace to Eddie Guerrero, first and foremost. Rest in peace to Eddie Guerrero.
yeah.
The legacy he left behind is amazing because there he was a guy who like I don't it's that raw he gets you there, but he just by being himself. He took the craft seriously 100%, but he was like when he would come out when you would come out on that low rider and he'd be doing the shimmy.
Man, what?
He was the man. He
He
what
was
does it?
a man, bro. Like I'm your poppy. Like even his
Yes,
from his merch, like it was genius. Everything he did was gold. Like because you said he took his craft so serious. So it didn't matter if he was heel, face, anything. It did not matter. Like the only time that he was really was the Dominic angle.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but
That's
still
what he was supposed to be. You know what I
he
mean?
was doing great heel work because I remember like I watched like because first of all I love streaming services nowadays that you can go back and
Oh man,
watch these
yeah.
certain things.
Hey, hey.
Yeah. Oh wow, he's got it going on right now. This is great, man. Is that that's Shelton Benjamin? That's Shelton Benjamin in the bathrooms is what
So
it looked
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Listen, that ruthless aggression era.
Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin against the Acolyte or APA. I mean,
Okay, yeah. That ruthless aggression era was amazing to watch. I feel like some of the in ring work goes
shout
a
out
little.
Shelton Benjamin, Minnesota.
Oh, that's just, and bro, literally, like Minnesota breeds athletes, dog. They breed athletes.
Yep,
Kurt Hennig, Brock Lesnar,
yeah.
Shelton Benjamin. Like
Rap Rude, one, two,
like
three, kid. Ric Flair went to University of Minnesota. Uh, there's
Gable
there's a
Steveson.
bunch
Gable
more.
Steveson.
Gable. I just found out I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yo,
they
Kurt
breed.
Hennig's daughter Amy, she was wrestling for a little bit. I used to talk to her. Shout out Amy Hennig,
Shut
but
up, Mr.
she
Perfect's
was
daughter,
wrestling for a
bro.
little bit. Yeah, crazy.
Look, bro, it's a like I know you being a wrestling fan and then seeing like all these great athletes like going to wrestling, you're like, damn, like Minnesota breeds like bro, Brock Lesnar is one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen,
Period.
bro.
Period.
He is like Vince
Period.
McMahon. Vince McMahon calls him. He's like, bro, he's literally one of a kind. He's one of a kind. I've never seen anything like him. Bro, like I remember like watching him, in the ruthless aggression era, and then like when he came back for his second run as just this monster, just this
Yeah.
dude who will literally beat you to fuck up, like literally, like suplex, like the whole suplex
He's
city.
the
He's I'll see.
he's in my personal top five favorite. He's in my personal top five favorite ever. Like it might be some Minnesota bias. I actually met him once. on the U campus at like an acting class. I was an interning at my old high school for a year, and he was a part of the acting class. It was like an improv thing. He
Right.
was like the coolest dude, and this was when he was still. I think it was his senior year, and but he was like the coolest dude. He was super nice, and I was like, yeah, I like this guy. And then I remember seeing his debut when he destroyed Spike Dudley.
Oh my
Like I remember
God,
watching,
dog.
yo, that's Brock, and I was crazy. So I was like, so this dude from Minnesota just came into the world that I love so dearly, and I know him, so I already get a cheer for him. He just became one of the greatest. Period. If you
He's
like
a
him or love him,
star.
he's still just everything he's done in his career, the people he's beat, the matches he's had. Like,
First of all, when I think of Brock Lesnar, I think of two things when it comes to that. I think of just the F5 as a finishing move, which
yeah,
I think is one of the coolest fucking finishing moves of all time.
oh
Who
yeah,
would have thought something simple as just a fireman's carry in a swing in this
yep.
would be something so like devastating and
And it
make
looks
you
so clean.
super clean, like just a super clean cut. Bow.
Yeah,
That's it. And then like the magic that he created with Kurt Angle, like the matches he had with Kurt Angle, like the 60-minute Iron Man match on SmackDown, the fucking the shooting star press where he landed directly on his head and was able to finish the match afterwards. Like Kurt and Brock beating the shit out of each other, just like, you know, having matches on SmackDown, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, like
yeah,
I like Brock, and then Brock, you know, coming back and having matches with Roman Reigns, having matches with CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, all these newer guys, Seth Rollins, like, and it's like Brock doesn't,
yeah.
he just gets better. Like he doesn't age, he just gets better.
He sells so good. Like it's never too much. It's always, you know what I'm saying. But he's good at making the other person look dominant as well, and while still just killing. Like just his speed, his power. He's just incredible to watch do his thing, man. Like there's just some wrestlers that you just want to see them wrestle, and
I
him and
just want
Kurt
to see
Angle,
Brock. Yes, I just want to see
yeah,
Brock
yeah.
wrestle. That's it.
Like the fact that he's got a cool personality and all is dope. But if he never said a fucking word, it wouldn't change anything.
He really didn't need to, like, especially throughout
He
his
really
whole
didn't say
career.
much for like 5 years. Paul
Paul
Heyman
did
was
it.
pretty
Paul,
much saying laugh. He would laugh or something. That was about it.
but
That's crazy.
he will power bomb you immediately, like
With
a
no
lot,
hesitation.
with no hesitation, bro. He will suplex you with no hesitation, bro. I remember
He got,
watching. You said what?
no, I just said he got Spike Dudley the fuck.
Oh my God. Listen. I remember watching that specific episode. So it was like a hardcore match, right? And it was like Al Snow, Maven, Spike Dudley. They were all going. Then all of a sudden you just see this big, like, short haired dude just start he throws Al Snow into a trash can, grabs Maven, hits him with an F5. You didn't know what the move was, but I was like, I don't even
Right.
know what that was, but that was cool. When he first did the F5, and then Spike comes off the ropes, and you're just like, oh, Spike, oh boy, power bomb, grabs him up. You hear Paul screaming, "Do it again, do it again," and just power bombing him to oblivion. And then, like, I remember that first run when he like had the rivalry with the Hardys, and him taking chair shots to the head and not moving, bro. And I was just like, this guy's a freak. And then the crowning achievement when he beat Rock at SummerSlam, which that year, the 2002 SummerSlam, is my opinion of one of the best pay-per-views of all time. 100%.
Oh yeah, you won't get any argument from me at all.
That
was like a perfect card.
It was there was the Eddie and Edge, there was the Angle and Mysterio kicking off the show was phenomenal.
Facts.
You had the Undertaker or Shawn Michaels' first match in like 8 years.
Yeah. Yep.
Shawn Michaels' first match in 8 years, and he didn't lose a step. As a matter of fact, he got better.
Yeah.
He got better.
Bro, that might be the best one. It's arguable for sure.
Like, and then Rock and Brock was like a passing of the torch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, like, again, like as you guys can see, we can talk about wrestling the whole entire time,
Right.
but it's just the one thing that me and Meta share is that like we appreciate the storytelling and the methods of storytelling that wrestling uses. It's able to tell you a story that you're just like, wow, I need to know what happens next.
Yep.
Or wow, that took you on a ride. Like you'll watch a match and you'll be like, man, I was there from beginning to end. And it's just like I tell people this all the time. It like wrestling is uses storytelling to the greatest of its ability.
Yeah, it does.
It's it's
It
a, it's
absolutely does.
it's an amazing thing to watch. And I mean, while it may not be for everybody, I do highly recommend it. If you're a story kind of person, wrestling is definitely something that you
Yeah,
need to check
I'd
out.
say watch, check it out. Just see if you like. If you don't worry about it. If you
But yeah,
do,
exactly. If you do,
it might
that's
surprise
great. If
you.
you
It might
do,
surprise you.
if you do, welcome to the club, bro. If you
Oh,
do, welcome
right,
to the club.
right. And then we'll give you referrals on everything you need to be caught up.
Because man, because you if you like it and then you're like, wow, like I'm in that's one thing I love. Like when new people are like, yo, I love it now. Like, what do I watch? I'm like, hold my beer, man. Hold
Right.
my beer.
This dude was like, man,
Yeah,
thought
like
you never asked.
I thought you would never ask. It's like one of those Birdman things. But Meta, man, I appreciate this conversation. I
Appreciate
appreciate the being
it.
able to capture this thing. What is next from Metasota, bro? What are you
So I leave to San Francisco October 18th, and I'll be out there for 4 days recording my project coming up. So
okay? Okay.
yeah,
Any
looking
detail
forward to that. Be out there. Was
any
that?
any details that we can know?
Um,
Any
it's gonna be produced by me and my boy Hooks. He's in LA right now. He's from Minnesota as well.
okay.
Um, I'm working on the features right now. I definitely wanted this project to have more features than I usually do. So um, I can say that it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I got some couple upstairs homies on there.
Talk crazy. It's
Uh,
upstairs. It's very upstairs.
so yeah, it's gonna be very dope. I'm just really looking forward to getting out of the house and getting back to some normalcy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. I got you.
Just getting back to being me. So I think it'll be really dope to be in another environment for a few days. And
Even if
shout
it's
out,
just for 4 days and just
yeah,
being able to.
that'll be the longest trip I've had in 3 years, 3.5 years.
Okay.
So uh, I'm looking forward to it. Shout out my manager Ashanti. Ashanti used to do A&R work for Rhyme Sayers and
Like
used to
like
do a lot.
like
He's a
like
he's
Murder
kind of
Inc. Like Murder Inc. Ashanti. I'm
he's
just
kind of a big deal. He's kind of a big deal. But San Francisco Supply Company, that's his management company. So that's who I'm with right now, and he's just making it happen. It's just cool to have somebody that knows what they're doing. Like is very well versed and very knowledgeable on both sides, the music side and the business side,
right.
and that still believes in you. You know what I'm saying? Like after all these years, like oh bro, like you got you're still really like you're better. Like okay, we can work with that.
It's
So
a beautiful thing when other people believe in your vision and will do anything to help you take
oh
that
yeah,
vision to life. But before I let you get out of here, man, I got to get a couple of quick predictions for you because two major events are happening this week. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, AEW Grand Slam is
yeah.
happening tomorrow, which is Arthur Ashe Stadium, one of their biggest shows. I just want to ask, man, two matches that I'm really looking forward to happening at Arthur Ashe Stadium. John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, world title.
I think Moxley has a lot of the momentum right now, but I don't see. I kind of think Danielson's gonna win.
I agree with you because I've had this conversation with you. I don't see a
Yeah,
reason why Bryan Danielson does not win this tournament.
yeah, and I mean, he's done enough in this company. Like just, and it'll strengthen the faction so much more if you have two people that have been champion. You know what I'm saying? So got
Blackpool
Moxley and Danielson. Blackpool Combat Club, where it's at, man. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I need my T-shirt, dog.
Oh no, I definitely need a T-shirt as well, bro. I need
I think it would be
forged in combat. I need one of those. I need one of those for sure.
really dope if Bryan Danielson was champion, and I think the pop would be insane,
especially in a stadium like that.
Oh yeah,
They did great the first time with the Kenny Omega Danielson match. The first time. Oh my god. And
I think
then
I,
speaking of Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli defends his ROH world title against Chris Jericho.
I think Jericho's gonna win.
Really?
Here's why I think Jericho's gonna win. Because look who he's beaten the last 2 months.
Danielson.
Moxley.
He didn't beat Moxley.
Yeah. No, not Moxley. I'm sorry. He killed Kingston pretty much every time they fought.
Kingston beat him the first time, but then he beat him in the barbed wire match. He's done with the stuff with the JAS. Like Jericho's been, first of all, him bringing back the whole Lionheart thing is awesome. I think that's so great.
For sure.
So I would love to see if he brings that same gimmick back.
I don't know.
So
I just don't think Claudio's going to be the one to outright, unless it's like something. Okay, or Daniel Garcia got something to do with it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay,
if Daniel Garcia has something to do with it, okay, then I can see it like winning, helping Claudio win. If there's nothing like that, I just don't see Claudio like beating Jericho. I mean, or stopping him from getting a belt unless there's like some sort of
shenanigans.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and then
if he did, that'll be great. I think he should.
I love Claudio.
Jericho one way or the other. So I think he should to kind of solidify the ROH belt and his stance as the champion.
That would mean a lot for his legacy too. Like,
yeah, I beat Jericho to retain my title and just putting a little bit more prestige on the belt. It's kind of like a forgotten title. Like all of them are right now because there's really no.
Because AEW bought them out, but I still think which is why I'm glad that Jericho is putting some light on the title and especially Claudio, because Claudio deserves it 1,000%, bro. He's been underutilized for a very long time, and I'm so glad he's getting this type of spotlight. And then
real quick, my fault. The other thing would be if Jericho does win, then that automatically makes the title a big deal.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins in this situation. So I'm interested to see how Arthur Ashe Stadium. I know you'll be definitely trying to, definitely tuning in tomorrow. I think it's gonna be a great show. And then of course this weekend, man, Summer Madness. Two matches I want to ask you about that are on the card. JC and Sue Surf. JC just won 100K. He headlining Gnome. Now he's headlining against Surf. They've been going back and forth for a little bit. Who do you got? Sue Surf or JC?
Oh man, I think because of the moment and what it's gonna mean and how much I got JC 2-1.
Yikes. Okay.
I got JC 2-1 only because he's gonna be. This is gonna be. It's gonna be like some of his best material ever because it's gonna have to be to get the win over Surf on a Summer Madness, and I see him being capable of doing that, especially coming off the 100K. He's not really taking no battles. This is his only focus.
That's scary, bro. That's really scary.
That's going off of. This is his only focus, and he wants it more than Surf does.
Okay. All right. And then the guy who JC beat for the 100K, Swamp, he did an amazing job during the tournament. I want to say that. We were all on Zoom, upstairs. We are big battle rap fans, and we definitely get together as much as we can to watch these battle events together. So we watched Swamp beat some of the toughest people, from Suge to Fonz to Nitty to, to get to this point. Swamp and Tay-Rock, man. How are we calling this?
Man, it's hard to go against Swamp these days.
Really is, bro, especially with the narrative that he's doing, the story as we've talked about. Like,
I think I got it 2-1 either way, just because I'm not sure. It's like Swamp, he's on a run right now. But I think Tay Rock he's not just a super lyrical person. Like, dude, he has so many
Tay Rock
tangibles.
knows how to get that crowd, bro. He knows how
Yeah,
to get that
he
crowd.
has so many tangibles. He's not gonna it's not gonna have the same effect as like him against like Danny Myers or like, what I'm saying, like punchers and stuff. Because
Right.
Tay Rock can take the room with doing whatever he wants. It could be a bar, it could be a bar setting up a bar that he's gonna do that's gonna hit even harder. You don't know. I guess it depends on Swamp's angle. Like, how's he gonna talk about their shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's 2-1 either way. If I gotta pick one, man, Rock Summer Madness is damn near unbeatable, man. I'd say if I gotta pick one, I'm picking Rock.
Fair enough, man. Meta, thank you for your time, my brother.
Appreciate you.
I always appreciate any type of interaction that we have. So, if you want to let the people know where they can follow you at, you know what I'm saying. I'm definitely gonna be putting
Oh
these
yeah, man.
links
You
in
can
the
find me at
description. So,
Metasota, Metasota on everything, any platform you could think of. Very simple.
music is the same. You know what I'm saying. Go
Yep,
check out.
real simple. Metasota, Metasota, and my Bandcamp has got most of my projects on there. Is happyimpresent.bandcamp.com. So that's where you can find the Monday Night Raw joint he was talking about, my first project that I was talking about with the song Lizzo liked on there. Like all of that stuff is on there. My Black Friday project, it's just rap mixtape, everything, singles, all types of stuff. So, Rum DMT, that's my biggest project. So, yeah, I appreciate it. I was like, let me get into like narrator mode, tell these stories or whatever, because I was like, we'll be on here.
Listen, man,
If
I
I start
love the
cracking
story.
jokes, I was trying not to crack jokes.
No, it's great. That's what I'm glad. I'm glad you told these stories, bro, because like these are great stories, and like I hope somebody hears this and be like, damn, like if Meta can do it, so can I. Like, you know what
Oh
I'm
hell yeah.
saying? And it's just like that's
Oh, I'll say one thing with that. Be genuine. That's my only advice to everybody, man. Be a stand up person. Be authentic. People people aren't gonna like you. You still got to be you.
that's okay, and that's
Just
okay. That's okay.
be the best you can. Don't burn bridges. Don't do fuck shit. Be stand up. You say you're gonna do something, do it. Be a man of your word. Rappers, if you're doing shows, be on time. Be at sound check. Don't let these sound men demolish your vocals because you didn't care enough about your craft to check them on it. Because they will. Because there's already a stigma about rappers and sound check anyway. So they don't give a fuck how you sound because they assume you don't give a fuck how you sound. Work on your craft. Like that's all I could just be 100. A lot of these opportunities I've been in and people that I'm blessed to know now are because uh I got a good reputation, Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? Like you say my name, you're not gonna hear a lot of dirt on my name because I don't move like
He's a great guy. Listen, this as somebody who is a witness to hanging out with this guy like off camera and behind. He's a great guy. Meta's a great guy. Like if you want to take anybody's word for it, take mine, please.
I appreciate it.
He's a
But
great guy.
likewise,
He's a great
but no,
guy. So
100, man, just be an authentic person. That doesn't mean be as none of us are saints, but knowing that you're trying to be better than you were yesterday, you can't fail. So that'd be my only advice. Be humble, as Kendrick would say, man. Like,
absolutely.
put
Shout
all
out to
that
K
bullshit
Dot.
out, y'all niggas is bullshit out here.
So thank you, Meta, for your time, brother. I
Appreciate
definitely gonna have you back on. I definitely want to do a wrestling roundtable with all of our because
it.
there's wrestling fans within
You,
the
Aka, fucking Wheels,
Uncle Buzz.
Buzz. Oh, that'd be fire.
So
Yeah, man.
we gotta set that up. But Meta, thank you for your time, my brother.
Love
Good luck on the project. You know, when you go to record in San Francisco, I hope
you know,
all of the great vibes.
I'm gonna play something for you.
I got you. I got
Yeah,
you. So
I love you, G. Appreciate you, man.
appreciate you, bro. And
Upstairs all day. All